Right, I am ready to do some chickpea curries, and hopefully you're ready to write this down and stay with me for it. Just give me a moment while I share my post so I can find it again, and then we can get rolling. Okay, so I don't know if you've ever been given a food bag, but honestly, I've given out so many of them and people just don't know what to do with chickpeas. So I've moved myself along a little bit, as you can see in my kitchen. Put my pan back on there. We're going to do a chickpea curry. And what I've got are some very simple ingredients. Pretty much all of them you can get either from out the front when the fresh stuff comes, or in a food bag. There's only one or two bits that you might need to get, but again, I've priced it very cheap. You could do a meal for maybe £1.50 max for your whole family. And depending on how big your family is, you could cook the whole lot, eat half, freeze half, and then there's a meal for another day. So I've got my pan heating on there. I have chopped up an onion, one whole onion. I've chopped it. I mean, when I say fine, I don't really do fine very well because I'm not a professional chef. So I've gone for chunks, but you know, fine is fine. And then you have a garlic, as in an actual garlic. If you don't have an actual garlic, use cloves. That's fine. But an actual garlic is always going to be better. So I bought my actual garlic from Aldi. Sometimes we have garlics out at the front and they go really fast if we do. And again, you just want to chop these quite small. Now, as I said, I'm not a professional chef, so don't listen to the clonks and think like, gosh, she doesn't know how to cook properly. No, I don't. I'm just, you know, a mum and a friend and a pastor and just trying to do my bit. So here we go. Chopping up my garlic as best as I can. So what you're aiming for with all these food bag meals, I'm always aiming for what you can do as inexpensively as possible, and just with your bog standard, either food bag materials or your bog standard cupboard of what people might have. And you'll find that, especially in a lockdown scenario or in a scenario where you've not been working for a while, your usual supplies go, your Jamie Oliver meals go out the window because you can't get hold of the ingredients. Either you can't get to the shops or you can't afford to buy them. So I'm going for literally what people have in their cupboards. So use some oil. I like to use a good squirt. Get your garlic, chuck your garlic on, and you want to use either cumin powder or cumin seeds. Either's fine. Cumin powder you can buy in Aldi, and it's nice and cheap. And start off with your cumin seeds or cumin powder and your garlic, just mixing up nicely in that heat. Oh, I wish you could smell this. It smells really good. So that is my cumin powder and my garlic, mixing up nicely. And the next thing you want to do is add your chopped onions, which I didn't do on screen because I thought I'd cry. I always cry with onions. And as everyone knows in church, I'm a crier. I cry for everything. I didn't fancy crying for a cooking show as well. So here we are, getting my onions on there. Now what you want to do is let your onions go golden. The biggest mistake with a curry is to just quickly get them on and then quickly do the next bit. You've actually got to leave them to go golden. That's a really important part of curry making. So while those are getting ready, I'll talk you through some of the rest of the recipe. Now, if you were with me a moment ago, this meal will go perfectly well with the flatbreads we've just made. So if you didn't see that, once this is finished, you can log out, go back in, and I think it was a 7-minute video on how to make flatbreads. I mean, they're seriously easy. Even I can do them, so you can definitely do them. So when we're finished with that, you can go away and have a look at the flatbread videos. Now the heat is probably a little bit on high on here for those to go golden, so I'm going to swap them onto this side, which is a slightly lower side, and I'm going to get my lid. And we'll just let those onions get to work in there. So the next thing you're going to add in a moment, you're going to want some chopped tomatoes. You're going to want at this point to get your tins of chickpeas, and you want to drain them and then rinse them. And then I've got them there. So I've already drained mine and I've rinsed them, and I've got them here ready to go in. You're going to want to have some coconut milk. Again, we give this away with the food bags quite often, and people say, I don't really know what to do with it. if you haven't got one at home, and we haven't given you a food bag with one recently, I think we may actually have run out of coconut milk, you can buy them at Aldi. Again, they're 40, I think these were 42 pence in Aldi, really not expensive at all. Chopped tomatoes, it's another thing that comes in a food bag, and people think, I don't know what to do with these, how do I cook with chopped tomatoes? So this is some of the stuff you can get done, really, really easy meal. Now, cooking for your family, I'm not going to do it today because of the time restrictions on camera, but if you're cooking for your family, right now is your point where you want to start boiling your kettle, getting ready for putting on some rice, because rice takes a little while and you want your rice to be perfect. I mean, I would eat this with some rice, and then I'd eat it with some of that flatbread as well. It would make the most amazing meal. So I've got my onions sweating on there. They're looking lovely. They're almost that lovely brown colour I'm looking for. They still need just a few more minutes, so I'm going to let those sit for a few more minutes. Now, the other thing that you have an option of, I think the best you could have is a curry paste. Now, Aldi used to do them. I looked for one today and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I've just experimented, and instead of going for a curry paste, I've gone for a tikka masala cooking sauce. You only need a little bit, because what you're after really is the spices, and it's got them. The Aldi version has all the spices at the top. So instead of a curry paste, I've gone for this. But you could do it with a curry paste. Often food bags, they whack in there a curry sauce. Mine happens to be a tikka masala. You could choose something of a softer flavour or a stronger flavour. If you love it spicy, I recommend, if you've got chili flakes, add some of those in. If you've got a chili, an actual chili, chop that in and whack it in there as well if you like a lot of flavour. As I've said before, my kids don't do spicy very well. So I tend to leave out the spice unless it's just cooking for Nick and I. But this is starting to smell wonderful. Onions just have that, it's nearly dinner time type of smell, don't they? So that is starting to look beautifully golden brown. The more golden brown you let it get, the better for a meal like this. So then you want to get your chopped tomatoes. And let's see what I've got here. Oh no, I've just broken my chopped tomato tin. Right, where's my tin opener? Oh, the joys of live TV. So, I chose a ring pull one, just so that I wouldn't have to do this, but never mind. Oh, it doesn't want to go through either. Tell you what, we'll go the other way. Chopped tomatoes, go around the other way round. This will be interesting because it doesn't want to go through the bit where the ring pull was. And then, very carefully, remembering that with tins you can really easily cut yourself, so just be careful. Let's see what I can do with a wooden spoon. That's it. There you go. Get those in there. Get my wooden spoon round, get all the last bits out. There you go. That wasn't so bad. Mix it in like so. And again, now your tomato is something you think, okay, Christina, they're already mushy and they're already ready to go. Do you know what? If I were not cooking this on live TV, I would actually leave these, again, on a medium to low heat, just to kind of get even softer, even mushier. You let the onions start to sink into those flavours then. It's absolutely delicious. So I would suggest leave your onions for a good 5 minutes and let them really go a rich golden brown colour on a medium to low heat. Then you want to get your tomatoes for a good 10 minutes. Get them to a medium low heat again and get them lovely and mushy and really drink up that onion flavour and the cumin flavour and the garlic. And then what you're going to do is this, and I'm going to show you now in a hurry so that you can see where I'm going. Here's the point. Let's imagine this has been in for 10 minutes, where you add your salt, okay, and then you want to add your tikka masala paste, or in this case, sauce. So I'm going to add the sauce here, and if you're anything like me, to get those last bits, you just add a bit of water, tiny bit of water in the bottom, give it a shake, and then you've got your last bits ready to add in, like so. And then you want to peel out the middle bit. I really like these Aldi ones, they've got some good flavour in there. They used to do a delicious curry paste. So if you can find a curry paste anywhere, that is by far the best version. You want to give that a bit of a mix around. Get it all in there. Oh, starting to smell amazing. I really wish you could convey smell on the across the TV, across filming. It just doesn't work, sadly. It's starting to smell fabulous. And then what you want to do, oh, my phone's got an alarm going. This is the point where you get your drained chickpeas. Remember, you've got your tins, drain them, rinse them, and then you can whack them in. So I'm putting 2 tins in here and mix them around. And then lastly, you get your coconut. Actually, second to lastly. Now, your chickpeas are already cooked. So if you're in a hurry, you could just get it to the boil and then eat it straight away. You could. I wouldn't recommend it though, because you want them to really cook for another half an hour maybe after this point and get that flavour in. So I'm doing my coconut milk here. I absolutely love coconut milk. There's that one. Let's scrape that up with my spoon. Waste not, want not, as they say. And get this one. Scrape it out again. I love the smell coconut brings to a meal. I love the flavour. Now, in my version of this, I was looking online and trying to find, this is a mix of several different recipes that I've seen out there. And all of them say add sugar. But what I did when I cooked it before is I just added sweetener. Sweetener does exactly the same, but without, so far this is a really low fat meal, it's really, really healthy for you. So why add a whole spoon of sugar when you could just add 1, maybe 2 sweeteners? I'm adding 2 because I'm mixing quite a large quantity. And look at that, it's looking absolutely gorgeous. It's going to smell so good when I pull that out. Okay, and then literally, all you want to do is whack on your lid and leave it for half an hour. Now, your half an hour is a perfect amount of time to make flatbreads. You could try out that recipe, or have a cup of tea, lay the table, that kind of thing, ready for your family. But I want to show you what it looks like after half an hour, because believe it or not, I made some earlier. Here's one I made earlier. So what I would do is I would take, hot, my curry that I've let simmer. Oh, that smells so good. For half an hour, the onions have gone mushy and melded into it. Everything is just absolutely perfect. Such a gorgeous meal to make. And then what I would do is this. I would get some spinach. Now, we nearly always have spinach out the front. Nearly always. And you want a huge amount of spinach. No small amount here. And whack that on there. You'll want even more than that in a moment. Let's just get that mix in first. Spinach is one of those amazing vegetables that you can use with pretty much everything. I think spinach goes with everything, but it particularly goes well in a curry. So, get your spinach in there, look at that. It's looking massive, and then somehow it just shrinks down to almost nothing. And this bit you can do to taste. I like a lot of spinach in mine. You might not like quite so much, but you get your spinach in there, mix it in, mix it round. Check the flavour, because you might decide at this point you want more salt, but literally that is pretty much the only thing you're going to need to add to this now. Get your rice ready, take it to the table and serve. So in that half an hour gap, I would whack on some water for the rice. I would get my rice cooking nicely. Can I give you a top tip with your rice? Not everyone knows how to do rice. Rinse it first in a sieve or something, then cook it. I don't know if you know quantities. Some people do, some people don't. They say 2 cups of water to 1 cup of rice. So I rinse it first, put it in my pan, add double my water to my rice, literally measured out. And then, part way through cooking, you'll never believe this, I take it off the hob, drain it, and then pour more water in and do it again. So you've got rid of all that starch. The flavour is lovely, it brings it all fluffy and light and everything. At that point you then want to be adding your flavour, so you want to add some chicken stock if you've got it into your rice, or vegetable stock. You want to, even just stock cubes or the stock pots work beautifully. You can get frozen peas, tins of sweet corn, chuck all that in. So your rice has got so much more than just white stuff. It's part of the meal. Tastes amazing. And then you bring it in to eat with something like this. Not to make you jealous or anything, but I've just got to try this. It just looks so good. This tastes incredible. Absolutely incredible. And you know what? Slightly on the spicy side for my kids. Perfect for me. I really like that. It's absolutely lovely. This is the kind of thing you could eat, you could freeze. My dad was also saying earlier, if there's no spinach out on the front there, and spinach isn't something you're going to want to buy, farm foods, buy fresh because you maybe won't eat the rest. Farm foods sells frozen spinach. I think it's 99 for a large pack. And they sell it in balls, and you'd need maybe 4 balls or something like that. So you could do the meal again and again several times over. So this is your chickpea curry. This is my first half. This is my second half that we're gonna enjoy later on. But it is healthy, it's tasty, it's easy, and it's cheap. What better could you want than all of those things? And the amazing thing is, we have tins and tins and tins and tins of it. So what I'm going to do is this. We're going to put out a whole bunch of the tins tomorrow on the wall with all the fresh food we have. There is pretty much always spinach. So if you fancy it, you can come down and grab yourself some chickpea tins, grab yourself the spinach, pop to Aldi and get some coconut milk if you haven't got any at home, and literally have a go. Have a go. If you have to buy coconut milk 45p and cumin because maybe you don't have any for 45p, you're not doing badly for a meal for your family for less than £1. It's pretty great, isn't it? So there you go, your super easy chickpea curry, tastes incredible. You'd have it with some rice, with some of those flatbreads. Give those a go, they're really, really good. I think that's everything. If you're doing the whole lot all in one go, it's a bit of a busy evening. But if you do one and then you let that sit and then you do your flatbreads and that kind of thing, it's quite a nice thing to do. Lovely and easy. I think that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if it works for you. I'd love to know. If I had a lovely message from somebody about the pancakes, saying that they tried them and it was the first time they'd been able to do some home cooked pancakes, and I was like, yay, wonderful. So I'd love to hear from you. Send me a message in Messenger, or if you've got my number, send me a text. Let me know how it works for you. Don't forget to post any photos of meals you do. Have a wonderful evening, and let me pray for you before you go. Jesus, I want to ask for your amazing blessing over every single person that watches this live or watches this on catch up. I want to ask that your peace and your goodness and your joy would start to pour out abundantly in their life, in their minds. I ask that you would give them such a spring in their step as they go from here, as your peace hits their hearts. And I want to ask you, Jesus, that you would walk with them closely over the next few days. In Jesus' wonderful name, amen. God bless you all. Have a lovely few days. Let me know if you try it. Let me know if it's good. See you soon. Bye.